So, hey guys, Chauzu here. So, the Government Navy HQ Sugofest is officially revealed. So, I've always start with looking at the step ups and then we look at the new units. So, three parts, 10% chance of a legend. And yeah, they do a new thing here. Like, we have four new rare recruits. So, they are splitting them up. On part one, you can get all of them and then they split them up. So Akainu and Aokiji are part one and two, and Kirasru and Fujitora are part one and part three. And yeah, as usual, part one is a bit bigger, so every legend has lower rate. And part two and three will have the 0.5% chance for every legend available. One cool thing they do at least is that they've brought back the guaranteed new rare recruit step ups available on all parts. So on part one, on the third multi, you guaranteed one of the four new rare recruits. On part two, you get the new Akainu or Aokiji on the fourth pull. And on the part three, you are guaranteed the new Kizaru or Fujitora on the fourth pull. Very dope. I'll probably do four multis every part because of this, since the new rare recruits are actually amazing. Just a hint of what is to come. But yeah, let's take a bit look at the pools, and I'm honestly disappointed by the pools, especially in terms of level limit break. I feel like there's not that many available, and the ones available are just not the best, I'd say. Part one, like personally, we want Kusan, we want Kizaru, we want Akainu, I want the Magellan, and that's basically it. Judge and Fuji are max for me, so yeah, pretty disappointing for me. That's not a lot. As for part two, personally, again, I like the Kusan, I like the Blackbeard, Akainu, and also, yeah, part two is a lot better since it's a smaller pool. There's a better chance of getting legends. And then on part three, we have Kizaru and Hody, and that's all I want, really. A bit sad, so part two, best for me. So we'll see how the multis goes if I do a few more there. I don't know. I don't want to do too many multis. But yeah, that's the Sugo. I think it's alright. I like the slightly improved step ups, but I'm not too happy with the pools. So yeah, let's take a look at the new units then. And I think we'll start talking about the legend, since funnily he's kind of the biggest disappointment here. But the recruit batch kind of saves it and makes him pretty interesting anyway. But yeah, let's take a look. So we already knew a bit about the Sengoku, we knew the captain and special, now we have all the info. Sengoku is actually 54 cost, same as his first legend, which is pretty nice, which means that they can theoretically work together, but I doubt that will be nothing more than a bad meme, really. But yeah, size cerebral fighter, so could be used against local sea monster, but I doubt that will be a serious team, especially since Sengoku is a rainbow color captain. He wants every color on the team. Not really possible for level 5 Grand Voyage. Captain ability, boost cruise attack by 4.5 times, HP by 1.5 times, and make side tandem and unfavorable slots have matching slot effects. When every type is on the crew, you instead get a 5.5 times attack and 10% damage reduction. And yeah, I talked about this before. The benefit you get from having all colors on the crew is just too little. This lacks some kind of inbuilt utility of some kind. The only built-in utility basically is unfavorable slots matching, which is cool, but doesn't really matter when his special already gives you a full board of matching orbs. Special, if every type is on the crew, you give one unit attack and orb boost by 4 times for 1 turn, and changes that character slots to matching, and all other characters gets tandem. This is not even through block orbs, by the way, which I feel like is very dumb. Should definitely go through block orbs. If 4 or more side characters are on the team, instead you give one character 3.5 times attack and orb. So basically, as a sub, Sengoku's a bit more flexible. You can run him on a side team, for example, and not be totally useless, but there are cases where his special will do nothing, which is kind of weird. But yeah, not the strongest special, but the design makes a bit more sense when you look at the rare recruits at least. Super type, like I thought super type will be the saving grace of this unit, and I honestly laughed so loud when I read the super type. Boost crew space attack by plus 1250 and changes size to super size. Like, that's one of the weakest super types in the game. Like, oh, like this is like almost a free to play super type special. To be honest, like it's a joke, really, I'd say. But yeah, it is what it is. Better than nothing, and yeah. And you do need specific units, basically a marine, to be able to proc it. But you'll see later that, yeah, or now I guess, that you really want marines on the team. Super Tandem. I want to say that one thing that Sengoku gets very good is that his level 1 Super Tandem is probably the best level 1 Super Tandem in the game. It's a 2 times attack Super Tandem for the top row. And the way Sengoku works is that you want the top row to do most of the damage anyway, so that's fine. And all other characters get lower one, but it doesn't really matter. If you use Sengoku on a team, only one unit is going to be hitting hard anyway, so doesn't really matter. The important part is that the unit doing damage will be hitting hard even at level 1. At level 5, they won't hit much harder, but up to 2.5 times. But the disappointing thing at level 2 is that you have to run 2 specific characters. This is such a deal breaker, honestly. Like, if it was one of them and then any unit, basically, Sengoku will have been so much more useful now. It will be a pain to build with him and fit the Super Tandem. And honestly, if you don't fit the Super Tandem, it's not even fun trying, I'd say. But yeah, one thing you'll see here that is interesting and will make sense when we look at the rare recruits, and is what I think is cool with this patch. He got some really cool crewmates abilities. Both of them require every tap on the crew. And here, if you have a side tandem slot and hit on the as a crewmate, you apply 50% resistance to the other colors. And we'll get back to this later, but I think this is a really cool design choice. Like, overall, this patch is really cool, even if Sengoku himself is pretty weak. Also makes side tandem recovery matching if every type is on the crew. Yeah, not bad design. Definitely not a must-pull legend, but I think you can have some fun with him. And if you can make some of the batch work together, then he's pretty good even, I'd say. But yeah, let's look at rare recruits. This is going to be really weird since they have so much in common, so I think let's just go through them one by one like what they generally do, and we'll get into the captain swap shenanigans later. But yeah, just so you're prepared, all of them will have a final tap, all of them will have a super type, all of them have the same sailor abilities, so we'll talk about that later. And the super types and final taps are all identical to them. But yeah, Kizaru, shooter, free spirit, dex. And yeah, I guess we should mention the captain ability as well, but it's the same for all of them as well, basically. There are 4 times attack captain if every type is on the crew, and if you do a captain swap, the attack is boosted by a further 1.35 times. So that's like 5.4 times attack, which is actually legit good. So that's very dope, having like 4 new rare recruits with potentially 5.4 times attack. Like, that's pretty insane. But yeah, as for the special, reduces CD by 1, reduces burn paralysis by 5, And if every type is on the crew, you get a chain boundary pretty low. Should be higher in my opinion, but it is what it is, 2.5. Up to 10, should have also been higher. Otherwise, you get a 3.5 times chain lock. So perfectly usable on a normal team. As for Akainu, here is a driven fighter strength. I won't go through the cap, it's the same for all of them basically. Reduces bind by 5, def up by 5. You apply burn and get the burn conditional for 1 turn, 1.75 times attack. Yeah, that's fine. No, another conditional is nice. Doesn't go through full immunity though, but it will go through any partial immunity because there is no burn resistance. As for Kusan, reduces attack down, special bind, and damage threshold by 5 turns. And he will also increase attack and or boost by plus 0.25 times if every type is on the crew. So does nothing otherwise, but has pretty good utility. So he can see use just for the utility and of course the potential captain swap. Fuji, int powerhouse slasher. So this one might be usable against Don Krieg. I'm definitely going to try it out. He's basically an alternative to the Shiryu. He has Lockman as well, but only 5 turns. It doesn't really matter. Special. Reduces the spear by 5. Rainbow Shield by 5. Gives a plus 1.0 chain boost for 1 turn. And if you have every color on this crew, you get an additional plus 0.3 chain boost. So yeah, pretty decent. But yeah, this Fuji does more in terms of damage output if you don't have every unit on the team. So yeah, basically all of them have some varying general usage, but let's talk about the intended use now, pairing them up with Sengoku. And some of the stuff I'll be talking about can be done on any theme, but it's designed to optimally be used with Sengoku. So yeah, let's take a look at the final tab first, I guess. So when they hit last, you need an attack and or boost, and of course Sengoku gives this. All of them will get a plus 800 attacks. That's just nice extra damage, and it actually has good synergy with the way Sengoku is designed, so definitely won't criticize this final tab. It's very good. But yeah, as for the special, as you see, all of them have the ability to captain swap for 1 turn, and you can choose this. You don't have to do it, which is very good and adds to overall viability. But yeah, then you can captain swap, and when you're captain, you can then use the super type, but of course you need some specific units on the team. But of course Sengoku works, so hopefully most of the time this will work. But yeah, you'll be able to boost the type effects, Call of Affinity, for only this character by 2.5 times for 1 turn. Which might sound suboptimal, but it's actually really cool, especially with Sengoku, since this is designed to really buff the damage of 1 unit. So this is better than giving 2 times Call of Affinity to everybody. But it can also be used in general, since if it takes, say, a mini-boss or something, and you just want it to hard with 1 unit, you have the option here. And as a bonus, you also have the ability to remove the captain swap after you get the Color Affinity. So you don't, even if you run a normal team, you can perfectly use this for extra damage. Another really cool thing, if you make a team with most of the batch together, is that you can make use of the crewmate ability. All of them have a similar one to the legend. So let's say you run all the new batch and double Sengoku captain, and you say face a quick boss, so you move Kizaru up to captain, get the Call Affinity, and Sengoku special gives tandem to everybody. So basically, Sengoku and crew will give 15%, then all the other rare crew will give 10% resistance. So if you add all that up, because it stacks, it's 45% extra damage due to resistance. So that's very cool and a very nice bonus. But sadly, these crewmates abilities will usually not be viable since you do need every unit on the crew. So basically it's a Sengoku gimmick. But yeah, super cool batch, will be super versatile, especially rare recruits. It feels weird to say, but the rare recruits kind of outshine the legend. But I do think this Sengoku will be very fun to use with this batch. So if I get lucky and get Sengoku with the batch, I will have a very fun time, I will say. But I do think it will be pretty hard to build with such specific demands. It's more realistic to build around Sengoku and two of them. But I do feel like you do want to have two of them in some degree because they are so tailor-made for the Sengoku. So yeah, I don't think Sengoku is like the first legend of the year or anything, but yeah, I think he's undercooked, so to say. Similar to Film Red Luffy, but to a higher degree, of course. Film Red Luffy is better than him. But yeah, let's just take a quick look at the free-to-play unit. As I said to someone, it feels like a 2020 free-to-play unit, not very exciting. They do resist Paralysis Despair by 1, but bad attack boost. Special reduces HP by 10%, damage reduction, damage threshold and death up by 3 turns, changes block and character slot to tandem, and if every type is on the crew, boosts crew's attack and orbs by 2.25 times for 1 turn. Otherwise, at 1.25 times for 3 turns. See, honestly, obviously, the main reason to use this is if you manage to run every color on the team, and you do get that very high attack and orb boost together. But except for that, like, it's nice that he can remove all defensive effects, but it's just 3 turns, and you really need to remove by only 3 turns. And the orb manip could have been better. But yeah, I think it's cool, but like running every color on the team is so rare that in the end will barely end up being used at all. But yeah. So tomorrow the event will drop, and we also get the Sugo drop, so I guess I'll have a few videos. I'll do some pools, maybe prioritize uploading that, and after I upload my pools, I'll start making teams, and I'm going to make a wide variety of teams, like new batch teams, whoever I get, and some more accessible teams. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.